Jai Hind, dear students. How are you all? I hope you all must be fine revising your lessons. Okay, so today we are going to start our next chapter of English literature, that is the sound of music. Okay, we are going to cover the sound of music, and in the sound of music we are going to cover the second part. First part we do not have to do. We will directly go with the part 2, that is the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Okay, is that clear? First part we have to skip. We have to jump directly on the second part, that is the Shehnai of Bismillah Khan. Okay, before starting the chapter, I would like to ask a question to all of you. Have you ever heard this word Shehnai? Do you all know what is Shehnai? Okay, Shehnai is a musical instrument, right? And most of the times you would have seen it playing in on auspicious occasions like marriages and birth or in temples. Now there is another word, Bismillah Khan. Have you heard this name before? Bismillah Khan. Bismillah Khan, he is a very renowned, revered this Shehnai player. Yes, he has been given the title Ustad also. He was the winner of Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award of India, and he performed not only in India but abroad too, and he was a legend. Why I called him legend? Because he has done something historic. What is that? That we are going to explore in the chapter. Let me give you a little bit clue that he was the one who played Shehnai at Red Fort when India got its independence. So that is why he did that historic thing, and he that is why I called him legend. Okay, so whenever we talk about Shehnai, we automatically get connected to Bismillah Khan, because Shehnai you can say is parallel to Bismillah Khan, and Bismillah Khan is equals to Shehnai. Okay, so very famous Indian musical player, instrumental player who used to play Shehnai, right? And this second part of the lesson will throw light on the origin of the Shehnai, how the Shehnai, this musical instrument, if you can see here in this picture, this is Bismillah Khan and he is playing this Shehnai. This instrument is called Shehnai. So this part will throw light on the origin of the Shehnai and the contributions of Ustad Bismillah Khan to bring this musical instrument onto the classical stage. Earlier it was not that much famous. It was restricted to some parts only, but he was the one who brought it on a broader stage, on a classical platform. Okay, so how this happened, everything we are going to explore in the chapter. So now let's begin. Do you know these people? What instruments do they play? So this is your homework. You need to do it, and we are going to discuss it later on in our next session. I hope you all might be knowing the names of these people. Okay, so think of the Shehnai, and the first thing you will probably imagine is a wedding or a similar occasion or function. I told you that where do you hear Shehnai mostly? You hear it at a wedding or some occasion. Okay, like birthdays or Namkaran Sanskar, during that. The next would probably be Ustad Bismillah Khan, the Shehnai maestro, playing this instrument. So whenever we thought of Shehnai, two things come to our mind. One is the wedding occasion, and the second thing is Ustad Bismillah Khan. Okay, because Ustad Bismillah Khan has made Shehnai so much popular in India and abroad also. Right, now let's move. Emperor Aurangzeb banned the playing of a musical instrument called pungi in the royal residence, for it had a shrill, unpleasant sound. Emperor Aurangzeb, okay, Emperor Aurangzeb, he banned pungi. Why he banned pungi? Because of its unpleasant sound. Its sound was very unpleasant, very shrill. It was too harsh to the ears. So now he banned that nobody will play pungi anymore. Pungi became wait, my camera. Yes, Pungi became the generic name for reeded noisemakers. Pungi has become the symbol for creating noise. Okay, few had thought that it would one day be revived. Few people, they thought that one day it would be revived, there will be some changes in this Pungi, and then maybe something good will happen. A barber of a family of professional musicians who had access to the royal palace decided to improve the tonal quality of the Pungi. So the tonal quality means sound. Tonal quality means sound. So one day, a barber of a family of professional musicians, he thought to improve the quality, the sound quality of this Pungi. The barber brought several changes in this instrument until it produced soft and melodious sound. See how he chose a pipe with a natural hollow stem that was longer and broader than the Pungi and made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. Okay, so what he did, he brought a pipe, okay, with natural hollow system. I hope you all would have seen bansuri na. So that's yes, flute and bansuri, exactly like that. That flute is also hollow. In the same manner, he brought a pipe and that was also hollow, and he made 7 holes on the body of the pipe. When he played on it, closing and opening some of the holes, he was simply he was like this, he was putting the fingers on the holes, and what he was doing, he was opening one hole, others were closed, and then closing this one again and opening, like this way he was opening and closing the fingers. Okay, so he was opening and closing, and what happened, some of these holes, soft and melodious sounds were produced when he did like this, opening and closing of the holes through his by his fingers. Then a melodious sound was produced. He played the instrument before royalty and everyone was impressed. So he then played it before royalty and got immense appreciation. Everybody was highly impressed with the sound quality it was produced. Okay, the instrument, so different from the Pungi, had to be given a new name because it was not like Pungi, it was a new instrument. So a new name should be given to the instrument. As the story goes, now what is the story related to the name of the Shehnai? What is the story behind that name is, since it was first played in the Shah's chamber and was played by a Nai. Nai means, Nai Hindi में बोलते हैं हम लोग. What is a Nai? Nai means barber, the one who cuts our hair, right? The instrument was named the Shehnai. Since it was first played in the Shah's chamber by a Nai, the instrument came to be known as the Shehnai. So this is how Shehnai got its name. This was Pungi, the earlier version, and after that few changes were made by that Nai, okay, that barber, and this new product was created, and that was given the name Shehnai because it was first played in the chamber of Shah and it was modified by a Nai. So what is the name given to it? Shehnai. This is how it got its name. Now let's see what's happening here. The sound of the Shehnai began to be considered auspicious, and for this reason it is still played in temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding in the past. The Shehnai was part of the Naubat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts. Till recently it was used only in temples and weddings. The credit for bringing this instrument onto the classical stage goes to Ustad Bismillah Khan. Okay, so now auspicious means, you can see here it's already given the meaning in your book, promising to bring good fortune. That is called auspicious. Okay, like we do pujas and so many functions, those are auspicious na, which means we feel like they will bring good luck, good fortune to us. Indispensable means without which a piece of work cannot be done, which is very important, means you cannot even ignore it. Okay, it's very important component. Ensembles means things. Okay, here it means instrument considered as a group. Okay, considered as a group. Now see what's happening here. The sound of the Shehnai began to consider very auspicious, because now it's been modified by that nai, and the sound it produced was very melodious, so it's considered to be very auspicious, means something which will bring fortune to us. And for this reason it is still played in temples and is an indispensable component of any North Indian wedding. In North Indian weddings, mostly in North Indian weddings, you will find Shehnai. Okay, playing Shehnai, people playing Shehnai there. That because it considered very auspicious, very good luck, good it's like which will bring fortune to everybody. In the past, the Shehnai was part of the Naubat or traditional ensemble of 9 instruments found at royal courts. In the past, in the few decades back, when it was not that much popular, it was restricted to the royal courts, means it was played only in the courts of the kings. Commonly you were not been able to see, it was not found very commonly everywhere. Okay, till recently it was used only in temples and weddings, and till now also recently it was used in temples and weddings. The credit how people abroad globally come to know about this instrument, that yes, there is an instrument called Shehnai. Okay, who brought this instrument into limelight onto the classical stage? The credit goes to whom? To Ustad Bismillah Khan. Okay, so who popularized this instrument in India and abroad? Yes, Ustad Bismillah Khan. He has popularized this instrument in India and abroad. Okay, so now let's move to the next para. As a 5-year-old, Bismillah Khan played Gilli Danda near a pond in the ancient estate of Dumrao in Bihar. He would regularly go to the nearby Bihariji temple to sing the Bhojpuri Chaita, at the end of which he would earn a big laddu weighing 1.25 kg. Oh, it's really very big. Okay, a prize given by the local Maharaja. This happened 80 years ago, and the little boy has travelled far to earn the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. Okay, so Bismillah Khan belonged to the Banaras Gharana. He was born on 21st March 1916 at Dumrao in Bihar. His father, grandfather and other paternal ancestors were great Shehnai players. Okay. So what he used to do? He used to go to nearby Bihariji temple to sing a Bhojpuri Chaita, a kind of a folk song he used to sing in that temple. Okay. And why he was singing that song? Because he used to earn a big laddu after singing that song, and that laddu's weight was 1.25 kg. Who used to give that to Bismillah Khan? The local Maharaja. So that's why there was a reason behind singing this Bhojpuri Chaita, that is that laddu 1.25 kg. And who's the giver? Local Maharaja. So this happened 80 years ago. He was singing that Bhojpuri Chaita just to have that laddu, and see, from that laddu he has travelled so far that he got the highest civilian award in India, the Bharat Ratna. Okay. Okay. Born on 21st March 1916, this is his birth date. Bismillah belongs to a well-known family of musicians from Bihar. I already told you. His grandfather, Rasul Bakhsh Khan, was the Shehnai Nawaz of the Bhojpur king's court. His father, Paigambar Bakhsh, and other paternal ancestors were also great Shehnai players. Okay, I have already told you, paternal ancestors means ancestors of the father. Ancestors of the mother, they are called maternal ancestors. Okay, so he was basically from a musical family. From the background, his family background was musical, right? Okay, so he started getting lessons in playing the instruments and would sit practicing throughout the day, that we are going to come read ahead. See, the young boy took to music early in life. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Benares, now it is called Varanasi, Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncles practice the Shehnai. Soon Bismillah started accompanying his uncle Ali Baksh to the Vishnu temple of Benares, where Baksh was employed to play the Shehnai. Okay. Ali Baksh would play the Shehnai and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours on end. Slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangala Maiya and the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts, where he could practice in solitude. The flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him to improvise and invent ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. Okay. He took to the music very early in his life, at the age of 3 only. See, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house in Banaras, Bismillah was fascinated. Fascinated means, what is the meaning of the word fascinated? Means attracted. Okay, he was quite attracted. So, watching his uncle practice the Shehnai, he used to see his uncle practicing Shehnai and he got attracted to it. Soon Bismillah started accompanying means to go with. Okay, किसी के साथ जाना, to give company. Okay, so soon he also started accompanying his uncle, means he also started going along with him to the temple. And what is his uncle's name? Ali Baksh. Okay, to the Vishnu temple. He used to go to Vishnu temple of Banaras, where he was employed to play Shehnai, where his uncle Ali Baksh was employed. He was paid some amount to play Shehnai. Ali Baksh would play the Shehnai and Bismillah would sit captivated for hours. So captivated means he used to hold attention. He used to become kind of a hypnotized with that. Okay. Slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. And then he also started getting the lessons. So slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. Right? He made the river Ganga his favorite spot to practice in solitude. Solitude means lonely. Okay? So he decided that I will all alone sit at the bank of the river Ganga. That he made his favorite spot, and he decided to practice playing Shehnai over there. Right? See, you can see here, young apprentice means the one who who is learning a trade from a skilled employer. That is called apprentice. Right? So he made it its favorite haunt. Okay? And the flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him to improvise and invent ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. So the flowing water, it inspired him. Those waves of Gangas, they inspired him, that motivated him to invent new ragas which can be played on that instrument Shehnai. Right? At the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. When he was 14 years of age, he accompanied his uncle Ali Baksh to the Allahabad Music Conference. At the end of his recital, when he was done with his program, his function performance, Ustad Faiz Khan patted the young boy back and said, when he played his Shehnai, he did his performance. Then Ustad Faiz Khan, he patted at his back, okay, and said, work hard and you shall make it. He said, you have the ability. He appreciated, Ustad Faiz Khan appreciated Bismillah Khan a lot, and he said that you have the ability to prove you can do one thing, wonders you can do. Okay, so with the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismillah's big break. So when All India Radio, it started its functioning in Lucknow in 1938. In the year 1938, he got his big break, means he got the very big chance to prove himself. Break means here he got a chance. Okay, he soon became an often heard Shehnai player on radio, and when he got this break in 1938, after that he has become one of the most famous Shehnai player on the radio. His shows, his that performances used to come regularly. Okay, his Shehnai came to be heard very often on radio afterwards, right? Now see, when India gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shehnai. He poured his heart out into Rag Kafi from the Red Fort to an audience which included Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. Very important, very important. Okay, so Bismillah Khan greeted the independent India with his Shehnai from the Red Fort on 15th August 1947. He travelled far and wide, giving many memorable performances. Okay, and this was a very auspicious day for him, for all of us, because when India gained independence, he became the first Indian. He became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shehnai. He got a chance to perform on that day. He poured his heart out into Rag Kafi, and he also tried to give his best on that day to and what he played Rag Kafi. There are so many rags, if you know, if you have any knowledge about music, there are so many ragas. So he used to play Rag Kafi. From where? From the Red Fort to an audience, and the audience was not ordinary audience. The audience included Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru also, who later gave his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. And just after his performance, Mr. Nehru, he gave his Tryst with Destiny speech. So what is this Tryst with Destiny speech? Tryst with Destiny speech, it was given by Jawaharlal Nehru to the Indian Constituent Assembly in the Parliament. Okay. Furthermore, this speech took place on the eve of India's independence at the hour of midnight on 14th August 1947. Moreover, Jawaharlal Nehru was certainly the first Prime Minister of independent India. So that speech focuses on the aspects that transcend the history of India, right? So that was very important. Now let's see what happened. Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah was so taken in by the maestro. Maestro means musician. Maestro means musician. That he gifted him priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs, and the king of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismillah's music. Okay, now see what's happening here, that Bismillah Khan, he had his performances in India and abroad. His first trip, what was his, to which country he was first travelled? he was traveled to Afghanistan. And who was the king at that time? The king was Jahir Shah. Jahir Khan was the king of the Afghanistan at that time, and he was so much okay. So Zahir Shah was so much impressed by him that he gifted him, very precious, very valuable Persian carpets and other souvenirs. Other souvenirs means souvenir means memento. Okay. Yes. The king of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismillah's music. He is not only the one, the king of Afghanistan. The list is long. Film director Vijay Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah play at the festival that he named a film after the instrument called Goonj Uthi Shehnai. There was another person who was highly impressed by him. He was a film director. His name was Vijay Bhatt, and he was so impressed that he named his movie after that instrument. And what was the name of the movie? Goonj Uthi Shehnai. It's an old movie, okay? Hindi, Bollywood movie. The